to be a part of your life this evening. My wife and I both are sitting in a motel in Phoenix. You know, we were here to see my daughter, so we're streaming in the room. So hopefully we can do so that we can. Um, we're going to be we got some kind of subject today. Got a very difficult, tough subject today, and we're going to be talking about this young boy, this young person said that his parents keep hollering at him. So we want to, while we're and we want to try to see your comments, and we're trying to get used to this setup that we have here. So here we go. So today, let me do one thing. You all just kind of hold on just for a minute. I want to get my little chat box down here, but I want to get it over here on the side. So. See what this on here. I can't get my box. It's down here. Down here. Can't post messages. Come across there. Sorry about that, you all. Again, welcome to You Ask, We Answer. Again, we just sharing with you that we're in this motel today, and we're down here with my daughter, and we wanted to be here with her and still be able to live stream to you all. So again, welcome to You Ask, We Answer. Listen, we got a doozy here for you today. Preferably, you could help. Had contacted. We've been at my hollering. Love. So my for you today is what can I do? What can you what I know that when I was growing up, my parents used to holler at me and tell me, Kevin, come here, come do this, go do that, go do this, and go do that, and all these various things that he told us to go do. So I'm okay, but I was still bothered with it back in the day. I kind of understand it now, but we really there are really times to discourage people when we discourage our kids, and we can make them feel like they're not loved. So what is your point of view? You just kind of let us know when I find these chats. Just kind of talk back to us. But my wife say something here.
You already said it.
Go ahead.
Well, again, the question is from a youngster, and the parents keep hollering at him, and he said he's tired of it, and he wants to know what he can do, and he wants us to help him out. So, how would you answer this young person who keep on hollering at him, and he's what godly advice would you give this young person? Type it in your chat, and godly advice would you give this young person? This person is felt unloved because of his parents' behavior. They're yelling at him. Is it okay for us to yell at our children? Why or why not? Help us in the comments.
Well, I think that as a young man, as a young man, but even as a young man, and my father had to clean up something I didn't do. He would just yell at me and real loud, and I get nervous. I had got to the point that at some, I don't know if you ever, you walk by them, you think they're gonna hit you or something. Sometimes we get yelled at for just reasons we don't even know why we're getting yelled at, you know. So we want you to just talk back to us. If you're a person that is getting yelled at, that's being yelled at. It's not good when make you feel like? What do you feel like when your parents is yelling at you? I mean, what do you feel like?
Somebody said pray for you.
Well, they said pray for the parents and stuff. Uh, yeah, we pray for the parents, but when you're praying for the parents, they're yelling at you. You know, that's easy to say, pray for the parents because they go through a lot. I know me as a parent now. I kind of look back. I don't know if I did a lot of yelling at my kids, unless they were ready to run out in the street, and I had to stop them. You know, stop, don't go. Or
Yelled at my kids. Proud about it, but I did at times. Some of you parents have done the same thing and yell. We experienced as so we incorporated that behavior that our parents had, and we just took it into our parenting. So oftentimes we end up repeating the behaviors that our parents had. So yes, I did yell at my children, and now that I look back, um, it really troubles me because you can really see how it made your child feel.
which is when they start going to school, I think it starts that when we yell at our children, it starts affecting them when they start school edition. Uh, a lady told me just earlier today that she knows some kids that go to a school and sometimes the parents yell at them so much when the teachers at school yell at them, they don't even twitch. They don't even do anything because they've been yelled at so much it doesn't even bother them. So, but I do believe that we careful. My kids, I know that coming up, I had to be real careful that when I would yell at, we had our 6, one of them fell on the ground to them and asked them, why you didn't stop them from falling or whatever it is. And after a while, and my other child probably didn't even see it, but at that moment, I yelled at them, and sometimes our children will start thinking that we're picking favorites. They start saying, he's always yelling at me. Maybe this like this young person here saying maybe my parents don't love me. Sometimes kids feel like you don't love them because you're yelling at them all the time.
But why are we yelling all the time? Because if you really think yelling that's an expression of anger.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of anger inside of us parents, or some of us parents, why we yell like we do at our children. We are like someone said, we have some unresolved issues. And we take it out on our children. And no matter, if we yell, no matter how right we are, y'all, our children. Because sometimes I think parents bully their children. You have some bully parents. And they just get all in their kids' face and yell at their kids. And, you know,
I'm the parent.
This is, you're not talking to somebody you getting ready to have a street fight with.
And they talk to them like punks and sissies and excuse me, y'all, I had to go there because that's what they call them. Calling they little girls, yelling at them, calling them,
just calling them out of their
names that people, and all that stuff, y'all, affects the kids. I saw a lady in the mall one time, and she was hitting and beating on her son, I think it was. Kept on hitting him and talking about, you sit your ass down and do this and do that. You wanted to get hurt because that's. You have to be really careful how you yell at your child. When this young man is talking, he's talking, and he said it makes him angry. Yelling at your children will make them angry. Yelling at them all the time. Now, I know we yell at them sometimes, you know, that they didn't clean up the kitchen, if they didn't clean up the room, if they didn't do something that we asked them to do. But some things are just a little.
Well, your kids, what are some effects that it have on your kids? What ways do it make your kids feel? Some of you parents on there, you've been kids, and if we'll be honest, our parents yelled at us. And how did it make you feel when your parents yelled at you? Did you feel like that you were a bad? Did you feel like your parents didn't love you anymore? Did you feel maybe like you were a burden to them? Help us out with the comments.
Well, you know, like this one person said, Desiree said, you know, some people tell that because that's all they know, that's what they're familiar with, and depending on what world that you're in, when you're living in like a city, in a major city, and sometimes people see kids getting yelled at all the time, especially when you're living in projects, and you know, a lot of people gested, and the parents are just frustrated and noise all the time, and going up and down the back and forth, stuff going. Kids are going, the babies are crying. Things, you're just frustrated, and so you snap at your kids, and then when you snap at your kids, you're really kind of messing them up. We have to be real careful that we don't snap at our kids. What do you think?
Well, you keep putting me on the spot. What do I think?
Oh, yeah.
All right. I already said it makes them feel bad. It makes them feel like they're a burden. It makes them feel like they're yelling at our affects our children. And we as parents have to quit. It's like they are the adult. Like they are the parent, they are the child. Let them stay in a child's place and talk to them like a child, not like somebody off the street. We are Christian, remember, because we do when we yell at our, call it bullying our own kids.
That's right.
And when you do long term, some kids now, as adults, they suffer from anxiety. They suffer from low self-esteem, and they have increased. We have been in their face with that. Now, as adults, they have increased aggression. So we have to be very how we and talk to our children. And when you know better, y'all, what? We do better.
Yeah.
Somebody type it in there. When you know better, you do better. Okay.
You know, I don't like yelling. I don't like yelling at my kids. I don't like get tired. You know, they yelling so much, you just get tired of yelling. But I've seen him. I'm telling you all, this young man, he's really having. If you're listening, you're a young boy. We really wanted to talk to the today. We wanted to talk to the younger people because somebody.
They were just asking what kind of forum is this? Is it an adult or is it for children?
Yeah.
It's for both.
Yeah, they were asking the question. What is you ask? We answer about. It's for anybody. It's for children. It doesn't matter. We want to hear from the children. We definitely want to hear from the children tonight, because they're experiencing this right now. This is in real time. With the pandemic going on, with the marches going on, with the police situation going on, the election, everybody. They saying it's getting, people are going out and getting infected more and more and more. So it's just a lot of going on. But don't take that out on your children. Don't take your situation out on your kid. Don't make them feel. Don't lower their self-esteem, because you can affect them, and you can affect them for the rest of. Sometimes they'll never go to therapy. They have to go to home therapy. They have to talk to therapists, and they say the therapist. Angry later on, call it a generational curse. Actually, the Bible tells us to swift to hear, slow to speak. It tells us to in a nervous way. And we yelling at them. Maybe they didn't understand what you're trying to so fast. You're saying it's so aggressive. They're not getting what you're trying to say. So sometimes we need to slow their attention. They say, "I told you to take out the trash." Pow! Why you take out the trash? And they say, "Well, I didn't hear you when you said that." Sometimes we think we told our kids that we didn't even tell them. We sit there and not me, but some people out there, we pop them on the head and stuff like that, and they didn't even what's going on in our head. We didn't even know. Didn't even tell them. Then when you come to find out, you forgot that you didn't tell them. You don't even say, "Come here, baby. Come here, child. Mama or daddy, we didn't mean to do that." We mess up our children. We mess them up. So we want to be real careful and mindful how we. This is a difficult subject.
Yeah, because you don't want to have a hostile home, a hostile environment. You want to create a loving atmosphere to where you can communicate with your child. Parent, if they can't talk to you, then who can? Not going to come to you because you're always yelling. And you need to really check yourself, parent, and ask yourself, why am I so angry? Why am I yelling? And some kids are older and all they do is sit around and drink and smoke weed. Well, if that's the kind of environment you brought them up in, then that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, if you some women and men both, but let's say right now they get angry because they're having a relationship problem. They have the boyfriend hollering at them. You got somebody that's not even in the house, but we can really damage our children. Make sure. I hope you're not one of them kind of parents that got your boyfriend or somebody you drug in out the street. You got them hollering at you. You drug him out of the street, and now you have them hollering at the child. Your child will not look at the problem. Scared that you're going to holler at them. They're scared that you're going to say something to them. They're scared that you're going to hurt them.
Now, Melinda says, if the child is doing as told, you shouldn't be yelling. If knuckleheads like mine, and you have to tell them 30 times, then I'm yelling.
I'm trying to figure.
She called her kids knuckleheads.
A knucklehead is, well, I know it. A knucklehead is somebody that just, you have some kids that are just lazy. Sometimes we have some children. I don't know about the children we're talking about on here, but sometimes we have some children that are just lazy. Well, we spoiled them. We made them lazy. We should have taught them when they was younger to get up, make their tail up, make that bed up, and don't you be in fact not to be cover.
And you can raise your voice without yelling.
Yeah.
You can be stern and you can be direct without yelling. Because for some parents, all that yelling, it's just wolf tickets. Because you yell so much, they don't even pay it any attention anymore. They really don't.
Yeah, they don't pay it any attention. And it make you sick. Some parents yell so much it make you have a heart attack. You have to find another way to communicate with your kid, because some parents are yelling at their grown kids. They yell so much now their kids is 45 and 50 and 60 years old, and you still yelling at them. You got a problem.
Yeah, you make kids.
Yeah,
Some kids, I should say.
Now I remember I was playing basketball when I was a kid. I was probably 8, 9, 10 years old, and I know I was supposed to stay in the house. Kids now do what they want to do, but back in my daddy told me, stay in the house and you better not go outside. So what I do? I go on the street, play some basketball with everybody else, and I'm telling you, there was a different holler when my daddy was yelling, because I was getting ready to take a shot. I jumped back, get ready to throw that sky hook. I grabbed that ball and I was getting ready to turn my head and look back and see my daddy standing in the middle of the street. And boy, let me tell you, he's in the middle of the street, and I shot the ball. I don't know if I made it or not, but I didn't want him to come down there and get me, because I heard him yell, Kevin! And he was standing down the street. So, like I said, I didn't want him all the way down there to get me, so I ran, told my friends, I'll be right back, y'all. I didn't want them to see me get a whooping. So I ran on down the street and stuff, and while he was whooping me, he was yelling. I think he was really hurting me. Now, my mother went to a store called 11C Market. And I was pretty young in that store, and I stole some candy. I stole the candy, I don't know, it was probably about 5 or 10 cents. I used to steal. And when I stole the candy, you had the mirrors, and I'm thinking I'm getting away with it, putting it all in my pocket and all that. California and Lakeview. It was called her on the phone, and my mother came in and got me, and then when she took me home, she started yelling at me, telling me how it hurt her, how it made her feel about me stealing. And then when she was yelling at me, my mother, I used to rather whooping rather than talking to me, because I would hate. She'd say stuff like, Mama don't think her child should even. I can't believe my child done that. I would, Mama, just whoop me, just yell at me or something. So that's experiences about being yelled. The way my dad handled it, he was just being violent sometimes. My mother was yelling at me to hurt her. She don't want me to be doing that. So you can get yelled hurt from your mother for what you're doing. You get yelled at from your dad for just whatever that experiences that he's experiencing. But yelling still lowers the self-esteem for us. I'm glad I kind of pulled away from it.
So you got to get to the root of the problem. And just like one of and embarrassing and abusive, but sometimes we have to look at the whole picture and find a way to communicate our feelings in a way that we can be heard. This is for the kids. And don't respond negatively or defensively when your parents are yelling.
Mm-hmm.
And the person say, I know it's easier said than done, but don't respond negatively or defensively. Ask the yelling, because we got to get to the root of the problem.
Yeah.
The parent is so angry and just yelling you don't even know what the problem is. But get past the yelling and get to the root of the problem. And then when everything calms down, talk to your parents. Talk to them and let them know how it makes you feel when they yell, and give them a summary of what they said so that you get standing in the future, so that you won't get yelled at again for the same. Okay?
Yeah.
This is a tough one.
Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
It's just really tough because some kids you do have to raise, understand you mean
raise these right here. I
business.
gotta raise these right here.
No, we're not
No,
raising
no,
them.
no, I'm just playing, y'all. Don't go do that. Go ahead.
But you still have to show them love, y'all. You still got to, whatever you do unto Christ, and you love. So when you finish talking to your child, raising your voice at your child still knows that you love them. You are not belittling person or telling them to do.
They have to know. They have to know that you love them. They have to know that you love them.
Kids, they are in a unsafe environment, y'all, where they can't talk to their parents. So maybe they have a trusted source that they can go to that can assist them with the problem to resolve the issue. Because some parents you can't talk to. They're abusive.
Why do you think it's hard for a parent? Or some of you on here, why do you think it's hard for a parent to, and you sit down and you just talk to them? Why do we think we just have to say something without getting a response from them?
Yeah, Desra, Ernest, that's true. Some parents are not approachable, and some, like I said, sometimes have someone that a trusted source that you can go to, and you can talk to as a kid, or a little kids.
Because of the parents, he feel like the parents don't love him, that he end up killing the whole family. You know, that we mess with their minds. Stuff just happens. Kids get so angry. They get so angry within themselves because all some parents do is just holler and scream at them and show differences within the kids. And if one child do something, they don't holler at that child. When this one other child do something, favoritism, and they go on that kind of stuff.
So Proverbs 15:4 says, "The soothing tongue, perverse tongue crushes the spirit." Somebody put Proverbs 15:4.
See these right here?
No.
Yeah. So when you
and Proverbs 15:1, it talks about a soft answer. You know, when your kids ask you a question, why do you always yell? Because we're angry. We have to get to the root of the problem in us, within us. What is going on in us that we're so angry that when our kids have a simple question, we're just yelling? So the Proverbs 15:1 tells us that a gentle answer, a soft answer, turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up. Your words towards your child stirring up anger within that child. And then you wonder why your child got an attitude and why your child is angry. Because you're angry and you're instilling that in your child. Parents, let's just sit down and regroup and rethink this thing. Let's sit down and let's just have a conversation with our kids. Something that's foreign of us because we're just used to yelling. Let's just sit down and have a that will come. That will.
And you know, I know I used to holler at my kids sometimes. You know, say I'm grown and
house.
We just treat them like they have no.
Oh, some of them, and Jeff is probably saying, "I didn't ask for you to be my parent."
Yeah, that is true. I remember telling somebody that you my sister. I didn't ask you to be my sister, brother. Now, friends, I picked my friends, but I didn't pick who's gonna be my brother and who's gonna be my sister. That just kind of came up. So, all right, y'all. We just want to trying to hit it.
We're trying to provoke the parents to think, and we're trying to help the children to be able to talk to the parents. So much when they're being yelled at, but after the storm calms,
yeah,
and go to the parent in love and talk to them about how they feel and what they heard while their parent was talking. And later, you can have some friend and just talk to them and let them know you want to talk to your parents, and maybe they can come with you to talk to your parents.
Yeah, I think one of the best things to do, one of the most effective things to do, is wait till everything calms down, and then get wherever it is and set them on. Go sit down with them somewhere and talk with them and say, the reason why I asked you to clean up the kitchen, the reason why I asked you to take out the trash, the reason why, and this is why, and this is why I'm asking you this, so they get an understanding. Mama need you to do this, or Mama, Dad,
No, I'm laughing because my girlfriend Squeaky, she put on there, she said, talk times, and sometimes she raised her voice because sometimes her kids try her.
Yeah, they'll try
you. Have your kids try you. And you do have to let them know, I'm the parent, you're the child, you're going to stay in the child's place. So sometimes you do have to put on your authoritative voice. You don't have to be yelling, dramatically ready to fight somebody on the street like that. No, that's not how you love on your child. Even after you ask them to do what you asked them or told them to do, they need to know that you still love them. They need to know that you still care.
Yeah, Dr. Lewis said sometimes his parents never took anything out on him. They get mad at somebody, they take it out on you, take it out on their kids and stuff. And it's a very difficult thing. Listen, y'all, we're streaming platforms. To follow people all. Y'all, there's some funny people.
Well, we hope we gave y'all some good, godly advice, and we're not here. Your children here to help you communicate better with your child, and your child be able to communicate better with you.
Yeah, they have to sit again. I'll repeat. We have to remember when you're hollering at your children, the time this person that sent us this message, because he's tired of it. Parents don't love you, and that you're always hollering at them. And when the baby sister or the baby brother fall on the ground, the parent holler at you as though you could have stopped them from falling or something, and then you get this complex, and now you think that the parents are showing differences in you and your other sibling. So give us low self-esteem. So okay, y'all, well, we've been on here about 6:39 right now. We're a little bit longer. We're just sitting in a room now.
We're at the
Embassy Suites in Phoenix, and let me tell you, we get ready to go, but
and we get ready to go to the Cheesecake Factory. Shout out to Pastor and his beautiful wife for the treat tonight.
North Phoenix, the pastor of North Phoenix Church here in Phoenix. Shout out to him. But I was getting ready to say this great, nice Embassy Suites is waterfalls, all that. But guess what we get to eat? Guess what they gave me to eat? A bagel. A bagel and some water. And you know what? they can't do the restaurant because of the COVID. I went down there. I thought I was gonna really give me some eggs and some bacon. That we was in Tracy, they gave us a hot meal, but the lady served us. Served us a really good hot meal. I went over to this big old nice fancy motel with all this going on, and gave me a bagel and what's that little bar that don't have no sugar in it?
Granola. Did you get a granola?
A granola bar. I ain't never. Come on now. I've never ate a granola bar.
Cream cheese. No cream cheese.
I was wondering why they charged, why it didn't cost me too much money this time. It didn't really cost us too much to get. It didn't cost to get. I said, oh, that's why.
Yeah, you do have to discipline them.
Yeah.
You got to show them love, and you do have to discipline them. About parents that are constantly yelling at children and their children feeling unloved.
What about putting them in timeout? Now, see,
we ain't going. We got
my mother put me in time in. Then time out means people put their children. They sit a put them in a corner or something like that. And so everybody raised their children up different. So I'm just to reiterate again: be careful how you talk to your kids, because when you talk to your kids and you holler at them, you really give them low self-esteem and you kind of mess them up, and they'll live the rest of their even start despising you for that. Even when you get older, when you get real old, and they'll start hollering at you when they pushing you around in your wheelchair.
Push you out your wheelchair.
Yeah, they push you. They'll take you. They'll take you right in the middle of the street. Right in the middle of the street, and you just start. And they start popping on you and hitting on you when you get old. You reap what you sow. Yeah, so you better train your child up to be loving you. You better be kissing them and hugging them and everything, because you're gonna be needing them later on.
Yeah, you still gotta discipline them. Discipline them in love. Don't just beat them and then just act like they discard them. Like you chastise them and discipline them and then discard them. Y'all
gotta let us off here. We just keep on going. We've been on for 42 minutes.
Yeah, we have masks. We couldn't even get on the plane without a mask. Everyone on the and everywhere you enter, you have to have on a mask. You do have a mask.
And everything. I can't even with gloves on. There's so much going on. So go ahead.
Oh no, I was just getting ready to end so we can go to the chief. Takeout. You can't.
We wanted to know. The parent keep yelling at him. She do about it. We'll just tell you that. Which I'm telling you what to do now. Get your parent and just tell your parent one day. Can you and that parent talk? This person was the person from that asked that question. So ask your mom and dad. Try to catch them in a good mood. Don't catch them when their mind is going busy. Catch them in a good mood, and then say, "Mom," or say, "Dad, I want to know that. Can we talk? I need to talk to you about all that stuff." So you got to try. Or a mediator, yeah, because we don't want you to be disturbed. We want you to grow up and be a successful person. All right, y'all. Thank you all for watching. You ask, we answer. And remember this: in all thy getting, get understanding. Yeah, remember that. In all thy getting, understanding. Remember what we always say. He and I both know a little. Whole lot.
Not he and I, she
and I. He and I, we, she, and whatever.
He and I.
All right.
She and I.
Yeah, that's right.
We.
Yeah. That's it.
We going to Cake Factory. That's what we're going to eat.
Lot be hollering at dogs and stuff and chickens. Lot holler at the chickens and stuff. Chickens, see him coming in, the chickens will take off. All right, y'all. All right, y'all. Y'all be blessed. Cousin Lot and all of you all, and we miss everybody.
Squeaky and Cecil and Melinda and Ernest and Desiree,
Dixie's and all of y'all people on here and on the other ones we can't even see.
We love y'all. Y'all put y'all questions on those, and y'all, we love y'all.
All right. You know you
Love
want
y'all.
some. Y'all want some of that. Too bad. Ain't no Cheesecake Factory in Bakersfield. Goodbye. Let's see.
You're still alive. See, you don't even.